All right, we're here. Yes, sir. Monday night flights. Welcome back, everybody, to the airplane show. Welcome back, all my fine aviation enthusiast friends. That's right. We're back on a Monday night. I had some difficulties last night again. Again, I had difficulties with this time with the headset I was using. I didn't realize, like, halfway through what I was doing last night, it was going. I had no idea until somebody sent me a very nice comment saying, it sounded like you got the window open on the airplane. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm using the mic on my laptop tonight, which I don't like doing, but at least with this one, I know I'm not going to get any of that weird stuff. So let me show you what we're going to do tonight. I made up this flight. I'm sure it takes place in real life. I'm sure it takes place, but I didn't look it up. I did look up BAE-146, but there were no BAE-146s. Let's, I might not be able to show you. Let's see if, trying to show my display, but okay, let me drag this here. All right, there we go. So I built it in SimBrief. Then I pulls it into Navigraph. So we're going to fly from Queenstown to Christchurch. I don't know why this Auckland is an alternate, because it's like an hour north of Christchurch. It's like, here's Christchurch, right? NZCH. Auckland is like all the way up here. Like, you might as well just turn backwards and go back, or go to Wellington. I mean, anyways, so that's what we're gonna do tonight. And yeah, let's get into this. Let me unload this because I'm gonna have it pulled up on my iPad ski. I'm gonna have it pulled up on my iPad. All right, so let me get my where did it go? Where did my iPad go? All right, let me go over here to Le Hangar, and we'll choose an appropriate 146, not this Continental Air, because that's American. I mean, I guess we could fly it since it's a make-believe simulator, but there's a couple we can choose for this area. If y'all are new here, my name is Greg. In the nighttime, I play an internet pilot at night. I try to play it during the day, but it's a little tough with my job. So, all right, I don't think the livery we want is in this pack here. Yeah, they got Qantas, but we're gonna do, I think, Air New Zealand. So let's change the 146 300. 300 Aer Lingus. All right, and we're going to do Air New Zealand. There we go. All right, let's see here. Let's go back to the profile. Goes to the world maps. And we gonna choose the choose. Well, I guess I can just choose it from here. Hey, look at that. It's in my history. What there runway we taking off from? What dang runway we taking off from tonight? Runway 23. All right, let's I like 3 We're going to do number 8 again. I did that one last night. We're going to do 8 again. R for Ripken, 8 for his number. Cal Ripken Jr. are the best Baltimore Oriole ever. And let's get into this. Make sure we got the right flight conditions on. AI, yep, live. We're going to do it live. All right. Let's get into here. At least the streams are starting off like 10 minutes sooner than they did like 2 weeks ago. I mean, I could not get to the right audio level. Oh, I tried. And I know what I'm doing, like with audio equipment, but it was just, I just could not get, I didn't have the right headphones for the Xbox, and I didn't like going through Twitch. Yeah, anyways, it's okay. It's okay. All right. There's our beautiful BAE-146 300. All right, let's come up yonder. Actually, let me use my mouse as much as I can in this airplane tonight. Let's use my mouse because it'll be easier. It'll be easier on here. Hello, where'd you at, Mousy? Is it on? Where'd the pointer go? No, I don't see the pointer anywhere. Guess we can't use the mouse. Let me, Hey man, I don't see the mouse anywhere. It should just start working like it usually does. Oh well, I guess we really don't need it, but yeah, see, it's not even, hang on a second, let me go out of this real quick. It's not one of my streams unless I have some sort of issue in the beginning. The mouse should just show right up. It's got fresh batteries. Let me double check the USB thing in the back of the Xbox. Maybe I knocked it out when I was setting up the capture card. Let me take it out. Yeah. All right. That was nice and good. I mean, if it don't work, it don't work. It just is what it is, but it would be nice if it worked. Because this screen can be a little bit of a pain. Yeah, it is not showing up, man. That is weird how it just works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. Let's see here, controls options. All right, let's see if I do default. Yeah, it's not cooperating tonight. Oh well. I guess it is what it is, right? I don't know why it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. Oh well, who cares? I've done this plenty of times without the mouse. We don't need it tonight. Let's just start. It's just weird how it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. That's all I'm saying. Like, I was using it last night with no problem. Maybe unless I have a keyboard, it doesn't work on this plane, maybe. Maybe the type of control setup I have, it don't work with. Because the controller's set up for sim rate. So maybe that's what it is, because, like, the mouse does stuff. See, the cursor's all the way up top there. It just doesn't move off that top spot. Yeah, I can zoom in with it. But it doesn't do anything else. Like, it doesn't sway side to side or... Alright, fuck it. We'll do without the mouse. Alright, let's set this up here. The only part of this that's tough without the mouse is getting to this little keyboard thing down here, which I'm going to set up before we go, because it is a pain in the ass to use during... Actually, let me do that now while I'm thinking about it. Let me at least import from... That way it'll bring in all the weight. Let me make sure the weights are right. So, 0 fuel. Yep. And total fuel 53. Yep. And tow 34. Okay. All right. That looks good. Let's at least connect ground power. And let's go to top of descent calculation. And for the ILS, we need to capture it at 1730. So I don't know how it works with the mouse. I've never tried it with the mouse, but with this cursor, with the controller, once you click inside this box here, you cannot move off this screen unless you click sync for some reason. I don't know why. All right, it's working. Okay, we might be okay. Usually when I go down to this keyboard icon, it pulls up something from behind the tablet, like volume or a switch or something. So, all right, let's go here and see. Okay. Yeah, see, it's picking up the... You can see the blue behind... You can see the blue down here. It's told you, it's trying to pick up volume. All right, let's click sync so I can move. And let's see here. Sometimes I have to move this tablet. All right, let's click this. All right, there we go. Okay. Backspace, and what did I say? 1730. So I'd much rather just do this now than do it while I'm in the air trying to do other stuff. All right, enter. Now let's click off of this. Come on now. See, I figured this would be much easier with the mouse, but come on, man. This is my one complaint about this airplane. There we go. All right, now let's go to charts and pull up our. Well, you know what? Let's we can pull that up momentarily. Let's get our plane rolling first. All right, let's see here. Landing gear. We know that's down because the wheels are down. All right, weather. Let's click this over to 15. All right, and now we can click that off. Transponder's already off. Air brakes are in and up. Let's turn on. Oh, by the way, the transponder is back here. Right there. All right, let's put this on. Let's put this on. Let's add a little bit of flood. You know, I love my lights. I realize none of the lights are going to turn on yet, but once I kick the batteries on and all that, then I don't have to worry about this part again. All right, that's done. Overhead lights, overhead panel lights, and glare shield lights. All right, no smoking sign is on. Nav high intensity are on. All right, let's turn on batteries 1 and 2. Make sure the batteries are okay. Yep, they are fine. Let's turn on external power. All right, let's turn on the master switches. Not the yaw dampener switches yet. We'll do that towards the end of this first checklist page. All right, ground ignition is both. Anti-skid will turn on. And then yellow and green spoilers. There's a checklist built into the tablet, but it's easier to use this one because it moves with you, with the screen. The other one, you got to go back to it and then find a button, and then go back to it again. And, all right, we turn on both of these to auto. And then arm the standby inverter and the standby generator. All right, generators 1 and 4 are off. Let's turn on the galley lights. And that's going to be it for now. Let's set our flight plan and then we'll come back. So this FMC is just like the one in the Cessna CJ400, except this one does not hold a candle to what the other one does. This one, really, all you can do is just set your flight plan. It almost has no other functionality at all. So, I mean, you can barely set a flight plan in this thing. But it gets the job done. All right, NZQN. I was really surprised by that Cessna, how much they put into that in this simulator. I wasn't expecting that FMC to do all that when I flew that plane the other night. NZCH. Oh, wait, I gotta learn my alphabet better. Hang on. NZCH, New Zealand, Christchurch. All right, we got HO 123. All right, let's set our departure. We're taking off from runway 23. And we're doing Vapley, and we're doing Timjo is our. All right, execute that. And then after that, we got, let me find the flight plan on the OFP. All right, we got Y153. So let's go to the next page. Y153 to Dopki, D-O-P-K-I. All right, Dopki. Execute. Let's go back to departure. Let's do our arrival, and we're doing ILS for runway 2. Yep, ILS runway 2. Dubu is our transition, and we are doing DOP 4A. All right, let's execute that. Let's go to legs. And make sure we don't have any discontinuities. All right, so Dopki to Hode. Let me check out our route and see if there's anything in between. No, it's just Dopki's the last waypoint going into the star terminal, you know, the standard terminal arrival. So let's get rid of this. So we'll hit the clear button, and then hit this, and now execute. And there we go. We're pretty much all set. There's not much else we can do in this here fantastic FMC. There's really not much else you can do. I mean, one thing it does, I mean, it shows you your progress, you know, while you're flying. And it does show you, like, the arrival info, you know, like the frequency and, you know, the GS angle and, you know, whatever. But anyways, other than that, there's really no functionality to it. All right, let's go to departure. Let's go to SID. We are doing VAPLI 2. Let's see if this looks like the one. Yep, that's it. All right, let's go back to here so we can get the METAR information, which is probably not going to show up because it didn't show up the other night. So we'll just use the METAR for Christchurch. It doesn't show up in Navigraph either, which is surprising. It always shows in Navigraph for like every airport, but for some reason it doesn't show here. So, all right, let's do this here. And I believe I put this for 25,000 feet tonight. Let me check the sim brief here. Oh, it's got 27,000. All right, well, we'll see. Maybe we'll go up to 27,000. I don't usually take it higher than 22,000, but. All right, APU generator on. Let's put the left inner fuel pump on. Yep, the handles are in, ground test is fine. Let's go start the APU. Once that fires up, we'll put on the packs and the APU air. I don't know if this plane really needs to be started in this exact order. Maybe one day I'll try it and just go down each column, you know, and see if I can just start it by just common sense. But for now, I'm using it just because there's so many switches, and you got to do things a bit differently in this airplane than in others. All right, that's good, that's good. Landing gear's fine, that's fine, that's fine. All right, cabin lights. arm those. I'm not testing the DC pump, PTO, all that works. All right, flight emergency. There, yaw dampeners. All right, oxygen mask, and then turn on the oxygen valve. The oxygen valve is over yonder. Right here, yonder, just click on this here circle. And now we got the main valve of the oxygen is on. All right, departure briefing is complete. We just did it. Let's turn on all the ratios. So we got this one. We got that one. We got this one here. And we got this one right here. All right, that's good. Brake pressure, I'm sure, is over 2,500. Pretty close. All right, we know the hydraulics are off. Oh, the hydraulics is off already. See, they all off. All right, fuel center transfer, auto. All right, that's good. Let's turn on ice detect. There's no reason to move this bar there. It turns on. Oh, I guess, you know, I'm such an idiot. I just realized that that bar is there so you don't turn it off. I'm such an idiot. All right, let's turn the seatbelt signs on. I'm sure the fuel is fine. If not, we can refuel mid-flight. Flight data recorder. Now, I don't know how to turn this on. So this is old school. You can put in like your flight number, you know, the day and the month. You know, today is the 23rd. And the month is the 10th, and I guess we can put the year in here, so 2023. But in order to turn this on, I do the same thing every flight. I'll click this, I click that, I click that, and I click that, and I never seem to have an issue. Now this warning here for the flight recorder, that will turn off once we start taxiing. Once we take the brake and disconnect the brake and start moving, it will go ahead and it'll go away. All right, 2985. All right, let's reset that red switch. All right, that's reset. All right, and let's see here. Let's set our speed bugs by clicking on this thing. There we go. Why aren't you moving, chart? Is the TMS off? Yeah, TMS is off. All right. We're almost done with this page here. Yep. All right, let's engine starting. Let's go ahead and turn off the power here. Make sure our parking brake is on. Yep, we can tell because it's got some juice there. Let's go ahead and get rid of the chocks. Let's get rid of the chocks and the ground power. All right, beacon light on. Let's see here, beacon light. All right, packs. I'm not going to check off anything on this page because I don't feel like clicking through all those. It's not fun. All right, packs and APU air off. Engine anti-ice all on. And let's turn on the fuel pumps. TMS is off. All right, let's go ahead and get connected for the pushback. Let's get pushed back before we turn the engines on. All right, park and brake is off. And let's go back and around. You like that cart that we're using to back up? It's invisible, you see it? They got magical wizard carts that left over from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. It's magical. All right, we can cancel this now. Let's put the brake back on. Let's click that, and let's cease for takeoff, arm doors. All right, so to turn on the engines, this has to be normal. This has to be on. We can start number 4 first. Just like that. Now you repeat the same step for all the other engines. Once these green, once this goes off, then just switch this to number 3 and then push that on start, and then that'll start up the next engine. All right, what is our transition altitude? I think if I remember, it's like 13,000 feet or something like that. All right, let's do number 3, and then I'll continue to search for the... Continue to search. All right, we can flick number 3 now. All right, transition altitude is... Oh yeah, that's right. We got to be at no more than 10,000 feet tonight. All right, we got to be over 7,000 before we hit Vapley, but we have to be no more than 210 knots. This is going to be a fun takeoff. I'm looking right at this departure chart here. Let me pull it up here. I'll blow this up when we get ready to take off, but we got over 7,000 feet here, max 210, no more than 9,000 feet here, and we have to be no more than 10,000 feet by the time we hit that. But I am looking at this chart now to try to find... Oh, transition altitude is 13,000 feet. Okay. All right, very good. All right, let's go ahead and kick on this engine. All right, let's bring up the after you start them up charts. Brakes, fine. Oh, after starts first. I'm not going to worry about checking those off. All right, that's all good. So we can turn this off. All right, those are off. We'll leave on the anti-ice for now, I guess. Well, actually, no, we probably don't have to. It's probably warm enough. Yeah, we'll turn off the anti-ice for now. I gotta think New Zealand's warming up this time of year. Let me look at what the temperature is in Christchurch right now. Yeah, it's almost 70 degrees right now in Christchurch. Let's turn these off for now. All right, we can turn on generators 1 and 4. All right, brake fans, auto. All right, brake fans, auto, engage 2 and 3. AC pump, auto and on, so auto and on. Let's turn on the heaters. All right, APU and air packs are back on for now. One thing I don't ever see in this checklist is setting our altitude for pressurization. So we'll set it for 25,000 feet. I know it says 27,000. I know we can go up to like 30,000 or 31,000 in this airplane, but we're going to leave it at 25,000. So that's set. All right, engine air is off. Engine air is right there. We'll turn that on after we take off. Let's turn this on for takeoff. Oh, yeah, our outside temperature right now is 15 degrees here, so yeah, we're well over the icing. All right, engine air off, TMS, taxi lights. Let's turn on the rest of these lights here. Taxi lights are right here. I guess we'll turn these on as well. All right, let's turn on the weather. And let's turn on our transponder. I think that's correct. Yeah, TARA. Let's turn our brake temperature. Let's put our flaps down. For takeoff flaps, and I think we're good for. Oh, we gotta do a couple more things. Got to turn on the yaw dampener. And we gotta turn on our HSI for our nav. So we got that switch. We got that switch. And then we also have our flight directors to turn on. There, now I think we're okay. I think that takes care of a lot of the next page too. Flaps, flight directors, configure. We got to do continuous ignition A and B, weather radar, landing, strobe light, TMS on. Okay, so we're good. We just got to do the ignition switches and put on our landing lights. All right, let's make our announcement. All right, so that's good. Now we can go ahead and bring up our chart.
Head-end is secure.
Jesus Christ. This fucking thing. This thing is so cumbersome, man. Like, I almost don't even want to use it. Jesus, man. You know what? I'm not even gonna worry about it. I'm only doing this so I can show you guys, but I mean, like, I can't even... Jesus, God almighty. It's clicking on shit down there. It's not even hitting these buttons. My God, what a pain in the dick. I hope I didn't, like, click on something I shouldn't have. Oh, it looks like I just flicked that switch open. Okay. It doesn't even rotate up. Okay, let's take off. Let's do this. Let's remove the parking brake and configure our... And let's see if we pass the test. Yep. No beepings. So let's get out of here. All right, so let me bring up the departure chart here. And let's program in 9,000. That's our first stopping point. Wow, it went right to 9,000. Pretty cool. Staying at the 210 knots is going to be a little tricky though, because there's no auto throttle on this plane. Like, you can set IAS for climbing and descending, but there's no auto throttle, so we're gonna have to manage the throttle ourselves, and we have a fair amount to do after we take off. So we might, you know, without an active co-pilot, we might actually you know, be a little higher than 210 initially, or lower, possibly. All right, let's stop here for a second. Let's put on our landing lights. And put on our strobe light. All right, now we can, and let's arm LNAV and altitude. Now you can see that flight director icon is off. The only one down there now is brake fans selected on. Even though I have it on auto, it automatically has selected them as being on. Now this plane does not show you the top of descent, so we're going to have to kind of gauge it by where we are at in our flight. And you know, we have the top of descent calculator on that tablet, but that only shows you how many miles the descent is going to take. It doesn't show you where to start descending, so we'll be okay. Look, it's a simulator. If we screw up, we'll just circle near the airport and, circle near the airport a couple of times till we get to the right altitude, and then we'll just land. It's not like this is real life. And I'm definitely not a real pilot. I just love simulators. All kinds of simulators. Train simulators, fixing cars, power washing, lawnmower, airplane, fixing mech robots from the future. Building cities, construction simulators. I love it all. We already got clearance from the tower. We're just going to turn and burn, pretty much.
TMS set to take off. Power set and launch lead. Speed alive both sides. 80 knots cross-checked. V1. Rotate. V2. Positive rate of climb, gear up.
Got this old school flight director. All right, let's arm the autopilot and IAS right now. Let's put our flaps up. All right, that'll work for now. Let's bring up our checklist. All right, after takeoff, sync. Engine air on. APU packs off. Oh, those gotta be on, never mind. APU air is off. Alright, we're good with that. Now our first, we need to be over 7,000. Okay, so 9,000 is our first stopping point. No more than 210. That's okay for now. Altimeters, APU, and PTU. Okay. All right, let's set this for here and sync. And let's lower our speed a bit. We need to stay, yeah, we're a little bit higher than 210, like I said we were going to be. It's a little difficult without well, I guess I can blame that on me, but whatever. I was going to blame it on not having a co-pilot, but whatever. All right, once we cross AV deck, so once we cross AV deck, which is over the water, then we can increase to 10,000 feet. All right, so far so good. Then when we start our climb from 10,000 feet to our cruising altitude, then I'll turn off the AC and the PTU button and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, we just passed Vapley. Now we're making our turn to Avdeck, which, according to the chart here, we need to be between 6,000 and 9,000 feet. So that's why I have it on 9,000 feet, because that's the upper limit. I'm wondering if any of the Lord of the Rings or Hobbits and shit like that was filmed over here. I should probably know that, being that like I've seen those movies. I want to say thousands of times. That might be a little heavy. It's definitely hundreds of times I've seen a lot of those movies. All right, well, we're getting close to 210 knots. Let's increase our speed a little bit since we're making a turn. And then what we're going to do when we begin our climb is we're going to put it in managed climb mode here. And when we get to 10,000 feet, I'm not going to start climbing until we get to 250 knots. Then once we get to 250 knots, then I will arm IAS. There's no way to start the climb and then increase your speed in this plane unless you're doing VS mode and you're playing with the amount of feet per minute. To me, I just find it easier just to get to the speed first and then hit the IAS button. And once we make this turn here momentarily, then we will climb to 10,000 feet. New Zealand's really pretty. I flew from Japan, from Hiroshima the other day to Incheon Airport in South Korea using the Cessna CJ400. I had no idea that land was that pretty over there. I mean, I figured it was, but like, yeah, it was awesome. That's one cool thing I like about this simulator over the other ones is how it's, I guess it's fairly close to real world. I know it's supposed to be like what's really on ground. I don't expect it's exactly like it because, it's it's Xbox. But all right, we are crossing here, so now we can increase to 10,000 feet. So we can click IAS. Now we need to give it a little more juice. Our speed restriction is pretty much off at this point. Ice detected. All right, very good. All right, anti-ice is on. We didn't turn on these. Good thing we're in a simulator. Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa! Well, there's no sense of going back down to 10,000 feet. We'll just stick where we're at. Damn, man. It was supposed to stop at 10,000 feet. All right, let me turn the lights off after I do this. All right, and I believe when we start our climb, hang on, well, we got 5.4 miles until we can supposedly cross over 10,000 feet. And then I believe once that happens, we turn off the APU. Yeah, APU stop, PTU and AC pumps off. And then I don't believe there's anything until descent, yeah. All right, let's start increasing our speed now. So we can get to 250 knots, or pretty close to it. All right, let's click the IAS button. Let's put this in here. And what do we need to do again? APU and the pumps, okay. So stop that. And I don't know why we need to turn the AC pump off, it's an auto, but whatever. That's what it says, that's what it says. All right, and now we are all set to get to 25,000 feet. We will monitor this a lot closer than we did before. The last time, because last time he didn't do such a good job. That's why we were higher than where we were supposed to be. All right, we can get rid of this chart as long as we're no higher than 25,000 at Timjo, which is fine. We're not going to be higher than 25,000 on this flight. So let's try to get the chart, and you can see why I did a lot of this before we started. All right, let me bring up the arrival chart. And it's what, DOTCA 4? All right, that's fine. Let's bring up top of descent. We still got 1730, and now we're going to sync these. Jesus Christ. All right, and now we will I don't know why that was on. Maybe I clicked something when I was trying to click on the page here. I don't see any other messages anywhere. Ugh. Anywhere. You guys, if the plane is not loud enough, let me know. I'll raise the level, but I think it's a pretty good mix, I think, from what I can hear. All right, EPDEX. Once we level off, I'll program in the ILS information. Might as well turn the seatbelt signs off. Let our passengers roam free. Wonder if we can go in the back of this airplane. I never tried it before. Oop, oh, we can. Hello, everybody. Guess who's flying the plane? Not me. Hee, not me. This is probably where I'd be sitting. I always sit like where the windows are, where the wings are. I think it's pretty cool how that's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool, man. Get some coffee before we go back. Spike it with a little drinky drink. All right. Then we open the door. Nope. Welcome back, Captain. Well, thank you, sir. It's good to be back. All right, we're holding good at 250 knots. We're climbing pretty nicely. We're at about 1,500 vertical feet per minute, it looks like. If this was Aliens 2 and we were Pharaoh, we would say we're in the pipe, 5 by 5. Whatever that means. I think it means that grid that she was flying through, because it looked like a pipe, and maybe 5 by 5 was the size of the blocks she was flying through, maybe. I wanted to fly to Auckland, but it was like a 2-hour flight, and I'm like, can't speed up this airplane the way I can the 737. That's awesome that there's a good way to fast forward that 737. Now, if Microsoft can figure a way to do that with the rest of the planes, that'd be awesome, because the rest of the planes suck. Using the sim rate increase, man, it is just the autopilot can't handle it. It's just the plane bounces everywhere, the autopilot disconnects. We better make sure we top off at the right altitude. Be ready to push that altitude button. Well, it looks like we're slowing down, so we should be okay. I'm probably okay to turn the ice protection off, being that we're so high up in the air now. Oh, it still says ice detection. Never mind. Never mind. Alright, are you going to stop? Well, it says altitude, so it looks like we're going to stop at the right altitude. And we are 12 miles from Timjo. Once we actually top off, then I will switch our mode from MCT to target. And then we'll reduce the thrusters. All right, let's do that. Let's sync it to number 1, which it is. And I find it easier to manage the speed from out here. So about 280 knots, I think, is a good cruising speed for this airplane. Somewhere in that area is okay. Now we need to be about 11,000 feet at Dopke, which is the first waypoint of our arrival. So we need to go 14,000 feet down, so 14 times 3 is 2842. Maybe another 15 miles on top of that. So let's say about 55 miles we would need to get down to 11,000 feet. So we're right now 94 miles from Dapke. So I think when we get to about 55 miles out, we will start our descent to 11,000 feet. Let's program our ILS information in now while we're okay to. We're still speeding up. Let's all right, we got to lower our speed a little bit. Like I said, it's kind of a balancing act with the speed in this airplane initially, just to find the right speed. But once you get the right setting, it's all good. All right, so our course for our landing is 16. We can leave it on split because I'm not, you know, there's no reason to program a different course or a different. So split right now means that each side can have their own setting. If you go and you do nav 2, then nav 2 will control all the nav of the airplane. If you do nav 1, then nav 1 will control all the nav for the airplane, regardless of what this is set for. So if this is set for a different frequency and a different course, then nav 1, if you click over to nav 1, then the plane's going to do nav 1. Split, they can, you know, they can each have their own, and then you can choose which one. All right, so we got let me check my speed. All right, 109.9. And 109.9. Okay, we are out of ice detection mode. Save some fuel. Now, when we get ready to, when we're doing our arrival and we're descending, we can click on this little block here, and that will change the speeding, you know, the speed buttons here for our, you know, our descent. I mean, sorry, for our VREF speeds and all that for our arrival. All right, we're doing okay. We're hovering right around 280 knots. We are 74.1 miles from Dapke. Like I said, when we get to about 55 miles, we'll start a slow descent down. You know, try to do somewhere around 1,500 feet per minute. I would like to put the 11,000 in there, but it's such a pain in the ass, and without the mouse working properly tonight. Now let me see if it clicks on now. Maybe it just didn't want to work at the time. Nope, still not working. Okay, whatever. But when we get ready for our ILS landing, obviously we're gonna switch over to heading mode. We're gonna click on the VL for VOR localizer lock. We're gonna click on this for the glide scope. We're gonna switch this on, and we're gonna switch this nav button down. So we'll do the nav based on what shows in the CDI and the DME equipment. Ooh, we're getting kind of fast. Initially, I'm going to use VS mode to do our descent, and I'm going to use that with, I'm going to hit VS and use this pitch selector here. But you know what? Let me go to, give me a second. Let me, there is a button I can do for, I think it's left bumper. I think it's like left bumper and flight control surfaces. Yeah, right bumper and the right stick. Yeah, we'll try that, because I remember using that in a couple of the propeller airplanes where there's no autopilot at all, and the only way to really level off your flight is to make sure the trim is set properly, so your plane will just keep at a constant angle. So we'll hit VS and we'll try that, because that's much easier to do than clicking on this a few times and then coming up here, and then, you know, at least in my opinion. Oh, here we go. All right, well, let's start our descent. Let's click the descent button here. Let's do VS. Let's reduce our speed. And let's see if this actually works.
Autopilot disconnected.
Oh. Might help if I put in the actual altitude I want to get to. Yeah, I don't see it moving it. Damn it. Alright, maybe it doesn't do it in this plane. Oh, there it goes. Whoa. All right. Our transition altitude, I believe, is still 13,000 feet. No, 15,000 now. And the METAR is 1010. All right, so for descent, let's bring up the checklist. So PTU on. I'm not going to mess with the pressurization. I'm not really sure what setting it does. I mean, I can mess with the altitude again, but other than that, I'm not messing with it. All right, let's click our speed bugs. And we're doing okay. All right, our decision height is 200, as usual for a ILS landing. Oh, it does work actually using the controller. Wow, that went down a lot. I just pushed it for like a second or so, and it. All right, we'll just leave it there. All right, so far so good. It says 1011 there. SimBrief, Navigraph has 1010, which is close enough. So we're coming in at Dopke here. We need to be at 11,000 feet. Hode, we need to be at 6,000, 4,000, and 3,000 here, which is fine. Now, if we're close to 11,000 at Dopke, and like we're right on top of it, then we'll move the altimeter down to 6,000, and we'll just keep on moving it down. But we may wind up being at 11,000 well before Dopke, because I just calculated this in my head just based on the simple math that you do like 3 times the the net altitude. And so I don't know if that's going to be exact for this flight, but whatever. I don't know how to take the wind variable into consideration and the barometric pressure. I don't know how to do all that. I guess you learn that in pilot school. I guess you learns that in their pilot school. Sure. Finish this flight, start playing some Forza again and some Asphalt Legends before I go to sleep. I've been enjoying Forza Motorsport. I've never played a Forza game in my life. I'm 45. I never played a Forza game until 3 days ago, and I've been having some fun. I could probably use IAS mode right now for our descent, but I don't want to mess with anything. We're doing pretty good with how we have it programmed right now, so. All right, so we need to move this altimeter now to 1010. $29.85. It's weird how these engines bounce forward and back. If you're looking like here, when I click the accelerate button to move the throttle down, they like bounce around. It's kind of weird. I wonder if it does that like in real life. All right, well, we might as well move this down to 6,000 since we're doing pretty well. Okay. Let's do this here. Approach. All right, seatbelts are on. APU. Let's start at the APU. Brake fans auto. Yep. Fuel panel set. Anti-ice as required. Cabin steep approach. All right, that was already on. All right, speed's okay. We'll stop at. Why does the mode keep turning off? You know what I'm saying? Like IS, and I don't like that. I'll have to read about that. I must be doing something wrong, obviously, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh yeah, let's click altitude here. We're heading at 68 right now. All right, code. All right, we're making our turn to CH621, where we need to be at 4,000 feet. And then once we pass that waypoint, I'm going to switch to heading mode. And we're just going to use heading mode the rest of the way. Shit. All right, let's click heading mode. Oh, we can't click on that yet because we haven't done this yet.
Electronics are armed.
All right, let's click for 3,000 feet. And we might as well do our landing now. All right, AC pump auto. We'll put the landing gear down soon. Let's put the packs back on. All right, engine air will turn off as we're landing. Other than that, we're good.
Voice armed.
You can see the glide scope. I believe that's the glide scope thing right there. It's right up here also. And once we get down to Adubu, that's at 3,000 feet.
Localizer captured.
This is not the exact chart I'm looking at, but it's close enough.
Speed checked below 205. Select flaps 18.
Let's put on our landing lights.
Glide slope captured.
Alright, glide scoot is now captured. Oh shit, we are really low in speed.
Established on the ILS.
I thought we needed to move this
2500.
to takeoff again, but it doesn't say any of that on the the checklist. All right, we can turn the engine air off. I think that was like the last thing on the checklist here. Yep, engine air off. Okay. And our landing's going to be VREF, so about 118, 120. We can do flaps full. Get a little more drag. All in all, pretty good flight so far. Now, if we land safely, it'd be even better. I'm not going to do all the taxiing and all that. It's only been an hour and a half. That's kind of short for me. But still, it's almost 11 o'clock here, East Coast, and I got to get up 8:30 tomorrow morning. I'm an old man. I need my sleep. So, all right, let's give it a little juice. I'd love to figure out what I was doing wrong on the descent where IAS and VS both kicked off. I also want to figure out why my mouse is not working like it normally is, because certainly having that mouse on that tablet would have been a lot easier tonight. And it looks like we're coming in at an angle, but
600. Minimums. Minimums.
Flight slow.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Ground idle.
Does this thing have reversers? No, I guess not. Alright, well here we are in Christchurch. Can we make this turn? Ugh. Man, if we could get up on two wheels, we just would have been up on two wheels. Good Lord. Wow. Let's not do that again. Alright, that's about it for the stream, my friends. We are here. We're safe. There's no reason to continue any further. I really don't feel like shutting the plane down. If that's something y'all want to see, let me know. We can do it next time. But anyways, that's about it. This was a fun flight. I'm glad we landed safely because the first time I tried landing this plane, it did not go as smooth at all. It was smooth as sandpaper. Anyways, my name is Greg. I'm an internet pilot. And we're going to be doing something for Aerofly very, very soon. I'm almost done putting together a couple of new ideas. So we're going to jump on that here pretty soon. I'll get those videos up as quick as I can. And certainly, before you leave this video, be good to me. Please click the subscribe button, notification bell, thumbs up, leave a comment. Be good to yourself. Be good to other people. Certainly be good to me. And next time we see each other over the beautiful skies of Mother Earth, who knows what plane and what simulator we're going to be flying, and we're going to have fun doing it together. That's right. That's it for the airplane show on this Monday night.